Good morning, children. So let's start the new lesson, that is fourth lesson, disaster management. What is mean by the disaster? Disaster means a sudden accident or a natural calamity that causes a great damage of and loss of life and property. That means it's a disaster. So we have to discuss about disaster, various types of disaster in this lesson. So let's learn about disaster. Disaster also known as the natural calamities or natural disaster, the calamities and events which may cause damage to human life and property. Okay, the calamities which occur naturally, that is called as natural disaster or natural calamities. Our earth is wonderful place to live, but sometimes natural disaster or natural calamities like eruption of volcano, earthquakes, tsunamis, tidal waves, landslides, floods, droughts occur. Such disasters are generally sudden and unexpected. Okay. So we have no control over them. So it is created by naturally or sometimes man-made disaster also occurs. So we have to learn about the disaster in this lesson. Now let's learn about disaster. So have you seen earthquake? Earthquakes, what happened? What happened in earthquake? So sudden shaking of the earth takes place, and due to its shaking, the building collapse. The road also gives cracks found on the roads, and so that causes huge loss of property and human life. So in July 2014, the whole village of Malin, if you have seen in the newspaper or TV news, so Malin Gaon in Ambegaon Taluka of Pune district was destroyed in a matter of minutes due to the landslide. Landslide is one of the type of disaster. So Marin Gaon, Marin village, it is found in the Pune district. So that there occurs a landslide which destroy of property and life occurs in that area. So what happened in landslide? Many got buried under the heap of soil and stone and lost their lives. So it is a natural disaster. What happened in landslide? The movement of mass of rocks or earth down slope. The direct influence of gravity. Then, so various landslides occurs in Kannur landslide, then Chamoli in Uttarakhand that occurs recently. That incidents happened in Chamoli in Uttarakhand. You know now the rainy season. So floods floods in many areas like in Kolhapur. Okay, nowadays the people are suffering from the flood. That is also a natural type of natural disaster. Also various landslides occurs in Kashmir area. ढक फूटी वहां पे होती है ना, आसमान से ढक फूटने लगते, बारिश होने लगती है, फ्लड्स आने लगते हैं. So these are various types of landslides. Now in November 2015, many people died due to flooding caused by the heavy rains in Tamil Nadu, means in Chennai area. The occurs due to in 2015 floods. Then in 1993, many people died due to the earthquake in Killari. So in Latur district. So there occurs a huge earthquake in Killari in 1993. So even today, people of Mumbai, Sadar, at the memory of July 2005, when many people had lost their lives in the day caused by the heavy rain. So these are the natural disasters. What disasters can occur in school or on the way off to the school? So you have to point out many things. So this is about the natural disaster. Why the natural disaster occurs? How and why do the following disaster occurs? How? Because these are the natural disasters. Some disasters are man-made disasters and some are natural disasters. The man is responsible for man-made disaster. Okay? And flood due to heavy rains. It's one of the cause of natural disaster of flood. Flood क्यों आता है? Due to the heavy rain, due to mismanagement, that also causes the flood. Then an earthquake, lightning, and volcanic eruption also occurs. Then forest fires, sometimes a forest fire occurs. Then increased risk due to high density of population in a limited area, that also causes a disaster. Then rampant and irregular constructions, ecological imbalance, terrorism, riots and crimes resulting in bomb explosions, assault fire, fire and accidents, etc. These are the following disasters occurs. So some are man-made and some are natural. Okay. So disasters are of two kinds, man-made and natural. Now we have to discuss about the natural disaster in this lesson. Earthquake, first natural disaster, that is the earthquake. What is mean by the earthquake? What happens in earthquake? Earthquake means the movement in the interior of the earth release the tremors amount of energy. This causes the seismic waves leading to movement of the earth's surface like tremors, shaking, cracking up, etc. So what happened in earthquake? So a sudden shaking of the part of the earth's surface, पूरा earth का जो surface है, that move, okay, like that. So that is an earthquake. It is caused by the shock wave. It is caused by the shock wave that travels through the solid rock from the under the ground of the surface. Okay. So some causes of shaking ground: when there is a sudden shaking or sudden displacement of rocks over a large area below the earth's surface, that is cause the shaking of the ground. The point, then such a vibrations or quaking in the earth's crust is known as the earthquake. अर्थ के क्रस्ट से जो ट्रिमोर्स आना शुरू हो जाता है, दैट इज द earthquake. और पूरा जो अर्थ का सरफेस है वो वाइब्रेट होने लगता है, दैट मीन्स earthquake occurs. Then it is believed that besides other causes, man-made causes are also responsible for the earthquake in particular area, like mining. जहाँ पे mining है, जहाँ पे coal mines है, coal mines में क्या होता है, बहुत अंदर तक के खोदना शुरू करते हैं for getting the coal and other minerals and other petroleum products. So what happened? So it is one of the reason for the earthquake. Then construction of big dams also. Big dams में भी वो जो पूरा अंदर से जमीन के अंदर से खुदाई शुरू कर देते for building the dams. That is also one of the reason for the earthquakes. These are the man-made reasons, okay, and can also lead to the earthquake. That is mining and construction of the big dams, okay. Then effects of earthquake. What are the effects of earthquake? Destruction of infrastructure. जो भी earthquake में क्या होता है, पूरा shaking हो जाता है अर्थ के surface का. So what happened in that case? The huge building collapsed due to the earthquake. Destruction of infrastructure, building, bridges, roads, railway tracks, etc. damages. पूरा रेलवे ट्रैक उखड़ जाता है, बिल्डिंगे कोलैप्स हो जाती है, देन रोड्स टूट जाते हैं, ब्रिजेस आल्सो ब्रेक डाउन इन डिस्ट्रक्ट. Then change in the direction of the flow of the river. Sometimes what happen, the river changes its direction. जिस डायरेक्शन से वो बह रही होती है वो अपना डायरेक्शन चेंज कर देती है. Then huge loss of life and property also. बिल्डिंगे गिर गई, लोग भी उसके अंदर दब के गिर जाते. If you have seen, so these are the huge destruction of earthquake. Earthquake of high intensity always cause huge destruction. Building collapse, roads and bridges get damaged, trees get uprooted also, पूरे पेड़ के पेड़ उखड़ जाते हैं. Then all this happens so sudden that the people do not even get a chance to run out of their homes and save their lives. है ना, इतना टाइम भी नहीं मिलता, इतने जल्दी से वो सब हो जाता है. Due to the breaking of electric wires, sometimes fire cause, and earthquake causes landslides also. Okay, so one of the example of earthquake on January 26th, on 26 January 2001. So what happened in Bhuj area जो है, its neighboring district in Gujarat, so suffered a heavy loss of life and property due to severe earthquake. Okay, then about 20,000 people were killed in that earthquake and they lost their houses, their property and lives also. Bhuj was the epicenter of that earthquake. जहाँ से epicenter means from where the earthquake starts. From the center point the earthquake starts. The Bhuj was the epicenter of that earthquake at that time. Recently an earthquake struck in Nepal in April 2015. नेपाल में भी भूकंप हुआ था 2015 में, followed by the number of aftershocks, causing a great damage to life and property. So this is a very dangerous, and you know the study of earthquake is called seismology. It's a branch of science which deals with the study of earthquake, that is seismology. The people who study earthquake data is called the seismologist. Okay. Then next is the flood. Flood means, all of you aware, flood means a large area that under the water that causes the floods. So in flood, that is also a very dangerous situation. Flood, frequently occurring natural disaster in all parts of the world, that is flood. It is due to the excessive rain in the same place. A river overflows its banks, causing a flood. Now you have seen recently the flood occurs in the Kolhapur district, है ना, वहां पे फ्लड, मुंबई में भी बहुत बारिश हुई थी, फ्लडी सिचुएशन हुआ था. Then the water drainage system in the big cities also causes the flood. Fall short when there is a heavy rainfall, resulting in the choking of gutter and drainage lines. हमारे यहाँ भी आप देखते हो कि रोड पे पूरा ज्यादा बारिश आती है तो पूरा रोड पे पानी आ जाता है. That is due to the drainage system चोक हो जाने से वो सिचुएशन आ जाती है, समटाइम्स दैट कॉजेज द फ्लड्स. Water overflows on the roads and surrounding areas and even enters nearby houses. Effects of flood. What are the effects of flood? That is huge loss of life and property also here. Then soil erosion. The soil erosion means the removal of the topmost soil. That soil is a nutrient rich soil, humus rich soil. So soil erosion occurs. वाटर के फोर्स से जो ऊपर की अच्छी सॉइल है वो भी बह के चली जाती है. दैट मीन्स सॉइल इरोजन. डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ स्टैंडिंग क्रॉप्स. जो फील्ड में क्रॉप्स होते हैं, आपको पता है खेत में अगर पानी चला जाता है तो बहुत दिन तक क्रॉप्स पानी में रहने के बाद क्या होते हैं, वो सड़ जाते हैं, यूजलेस हो जाते हैं. Then after effects of floods like spread of diseases, you know that flood causes the waterborne diseases and epidemics affecting the health of the people. Then so flood continuous for the several days. The rainwater accumulates over the land and river flows occurs in a flood. The water flows to the nearby land. Then what happened? The flood causes huge damages due to water lodging. Animals living in soil and snakes, rats and earthworms die also due to the flood. Then the crops get damaged, causing loss of farmers. The topsoil gets washed away. That I already told you, the soil erosion occurs. Then many diseases spread, causing damage to the human and cattle lives. So this situation occurs in the flood. Then next, the storms. Storms means the formation of the high speed wind. Tsunamis, that causes the formation of high and the low air pressure belts in the atmosphere, causes the changes in weather resulting the strong winds, or that is called storms. Nowadays our Mumbai and Konkan, so that is Ratnagiri, wo side mein bhi cyclone or storms aake, that causes also huge destruction. So great damage in storm affected the regions. पूरे घर के घर उखड़ गए, घर के छत उड़ गए, पेड़ uprooted हो गए. Then tremendous losses of life and property occurs in a storm. Then disruption of electric supply also. Electric supply disrupt हो गई, बहुत दिन तक वो एरिया में बिजली नहीं थी. Disruption of transport and communication also takes place in the storm area. Okay, this is about the. Then another, that is the forest fires. This is also a dangerous situation occurs in forest fires. A forest fire is an uncontrolled fire in a forest, pasture or a grassland due to the natural or man-made causes. Sometimes man also responsible for the forest fire, है ना. Usually in the summer season हम देखते हैं कि जंगल में already sun is very hot and the जंगल पूरा dry रहता है, grassland होते तो घास में या फिर dry wood में जल्दी से आग लग जाती है. So sometimes that causes due to the heat. So that is a forest fire. It's a natural or man-made also. Forest fire spread at a tremendous speed. कितना सा कितना एरिया जंगल में आग लग जाती है. That damages a natural wealth and biodiversity. Pollution of air also causes due to forest fire. Animals के लिए भी वो dangerous होता है. Okay, that is the about all the natural disaster. Means we learn about flood, we learn about earthquakes, storms, forest fires, tsunami also, that also destruction takes place. Then volcanic eruption, the lava come out due to it is also natural disaster. Another natural disaster is drought also. Drought means it is totally the opposite situation of the flood. What happens in drought? When there is no rain for a very little rain for a long period of time, that means the condition that causes the droughts. So droughts result in severe water shortage. So water bodies like ponds, wells, lakes, they dry due to no rain, no water supply. And that also found huge cracks develops in the soil. Then crops get damaged, crops ko pani nahi milega. Animals also didn't get the water. Then people do not have food and water. Crops ही नहीं रहेंगे तो people also do not get food and water. That is also a dangerous situation. So see here, we covered here few natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunami, storm, forest fires, floods, and droughts. Okay, children. So in our next period, we learn what is meant by the disaster management, how to manage in disaster, remedial and preventive measures. So next period we will continue. Okay. Bye everyone.